Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Friday. What is it? It's Friday. I normally say it's Saturday.
It's Wednesday.
Oh, my Lord. I don't know. Why do I think it's Friday?
It's Wednesday. Okay, let's get it together. Okay.
Oh, my gosh. All day I thought, okay, so anyway. So all our listeners, as you know, we normally are here on Saturday. But we have such a great lineup that, we have to schedule some other days in there. So let's get the intros done. Our guest hasn't arrived yet. We're still waiting on our guest. But, of course, I am Rose, and you're here with not another Saturday, but a Wednesday of Entrepreneur Life Show. I'm Rose McDonald from McDonald Bookkeeping Services, and where we broadcast usually Saturdays, but it's Wednesday on many of your favorite podcast platforms. We are here on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm here with Miss Shamara.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shamara Walker with SWHR Consulting, and I am super excited about our guest today. Should I announce it, or we wait?
You know what? We're gonna wait until she pops on. So, like the celebrity and the amazement that she is, I'm sure she's just getting ready and getting prepared to be on the show. Of course, you can see it on the banner on the bottom, and I have her in my background. Woo! Am I in the way? Let me get out of the way.
Oh, no.
I went ahead and just changed it just for a little bit because I wish, my eyebrows looked like that.
I know. She's so gorgeous. She is so gorgeous, and I'm ready. I am ready to get her on the show.
So yes, we're excited to have her. So you guys hang on a little bit there. Hang on for a bit until she arrives. But I'm 25, although I have the heart of hey Frida, a heart of over 50. So for all you youngins that don't know real music,
don't be saying that because I listen to her music too. Okay.
I don't know. I just think music today isn't the same. So anyway, we're waiting for her to pop on. So we're just rambling right now until she gets here.
I'm an old soul, so I listen to all the oldies. That's where I'm at.
Why do you say old?
I mean, soulful music then. What do you want me to say? Okay, Rose, it's older music. Okay.
So anyway, of course, many of you know, if you're familiar, if you're my age, 25, then you will be so familiar with Miss Shantae Moore that she'll be here shortly.
I'm excited.
So a couple of these songs. You can go ahead and give my intro if you want until she gets here.
Okay, so our special guest today is Shantae Moore. Woo! As you can see in the picture behind Rose, she's an award-winning singer, songwriter, and producer. She's created many hits in her lifetime, and we're super excited just to kind of get some more insight on what she's been doing lately. And she's going to have any new music coming out, which I think I heard some new music is coming out. So I'm excited to ask all about that.
In the meantime, have you guys seen my hair?
Looking good, Rose. Looking good. You trying to do the braid up?
Right. I know it's yours too. Yes. You know what? Let me tell you. Anybody knows I don't care to do my hair. I will avoid it at all choices. And so I just said, it's about time. So I got my little braids on. So I'm going to start getting it done on a regular basis.
Looking good. Looking good.
I do
Well,
look
yeah,
pretty.
we need to, make sure we talk about, she's recognized as a Grammy nominee singer
Yeah,
and received countless awards and
yeah,
accolades for her
yeah,
career.
yeah.
I'm excited.
I could have been a singer. I chose not to. Instead, I decided
do
a business.
accounting and bookkeeping instead. Hey, tell them about your little lifestyle back in the day.
Oh
Tell us
Lord,
about that.
Lord, with
You
a WT. So, for those who don't know, I did a little I was on TV a little bit here and there. I did some videos. That's how I put my way through school. I actually did All Right With Me with Janet Jackson. We did it at the at Universal Studios. So I was a background singer. I wasn't like one of the major, not singer, dancers. But I had it going on though. I could have, but I didn't. And so I was in, I did Around the World with Ice Cube and let's see, O'Shea. I was with, God, now I'm just like losing my train of thought. Can't Touch This. I was a dance from that. I did, and
she was getting down too.
A TCBY yoga commercial, stuff like that. I still have the move if I didn't have old joints.
But you're 25, remember? You don't have old joints. You're 25.
Well, yeah. So you guys hang out with us a little bit until Miss Moore gets here. Isn't she like really pretty?
She's gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, I'm kind of jealous. That's why I kind of did some makeup today, trying to keep up.
You tried too.
So she just emailed me, said she's coming on. I just got an email looking away. She's just a second. She's coming on. So, but yeah, so I wanted to like up my look. So I know I'm amazing, you guys already and stuff. But look, you guys hold on. She's gonna be here, and you guys can ask her questions. We will put them on the screen, and so that you don't ask nothing like you want to go out on a date or something like that, and put your phone number on there because I'm not gonna share it. Sorry, you guys. But we will get to know everything that she's been working on, so we're excited about that. Of course, there she is in the back, and it kind of looks like me, huh? Don't we kind of look alike?
Gorgeous, honey.
If I pose like that.
I wish you shared the background, but it's okay. I'm repping our show still. You know what
I sent it to you. I sent it to you. But don't you guys agree we kind of look alike, she and I? Except I don't want to sing or anything and ruin the show.
Please don't, Rose.
Yeah. Okay. So for everybody who is listening live on one of your very favorite platform podcasts that we are on, I forgot to say thank you because actually our analytics went up. So that means we're getting more listeners. Yay. So, thank you for everybody who keep listening. I mean, my goodness. I mean, obviously you like what we have to say, or you just think I look amazing, whichever it is you're doing it to like with our guests, or maybe it's just us. So hang in for a few minutes and she'll be back. And we kind of changed our background a little. So she'll be here in just a second. Don't leave. You can just check me out in my amazingness and Shamar.
Can you move out of the way so they can check her out? Move.
Okay, well, excuse the heck out of me. What are you talking about, Frida? Is this tell the truth? That I'm 25? So don't you guys leave. She's going to be here, and all of our listeners, make sure you stay tuned. If you're watching on YouTube, she's going to be here, and so you can ask her questions. You can ask us questions, and if you want us to sing for you, we'll even sing. We'll sing. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you should, because then you'll be able to see all of our upcoming guests that are coming up. We have some really great guests coming up through the month of July and August, and we are still working on a few other guests. We have somebody who's worked in the Senate. So excited about that. I guess I'm excited about all of our guests. All our guests have been really pretty good.
Yeah, they've been really great.
Yeah. We have to make time for us, though. We haven't made time for us yet to have a show.
I know. We need to. We need to.
So I think, if anything, we'll title it, The Amazing Rose and Shamara.
Keep blowing her head up, guys. Keep coming back so we keep blowing her head up, guys.
So, as I said, as you can see, we're going to have Miss Shantae Moore, and how pretty she is back there. Almost, she looks like me. I think because I'm older, so yes, I could say she looks like me. We look just alike.
Ooh, I'm like, should we okay, I guess we can wait. Because I'm like, I want to play some of her music, but
you know what? I could go ahead and share what's coming up until she gets here, you guys. So let me go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and share what I have for her. She's just, she emailed me, so she's probably just trying to get connected. So hold on just a second, and I'm going to show you what she has going on before she gets here, and we'll just include her in as soon as she gets live, and you guys get to talk to her. Here we go. I think that's still, oh my gosh, wait a minute. I think she's trying to connect. Okay. So anyway, this is, she has some new music coming up, you guys. And so I really, really want to make sure that everybody gets to hear what's happening. If you're not familiar, one of my very favorite songs, what I think was one of her very first ones. And that would have been Precious, if you guys are familiar with Precious. So one of my very favorite. I don't know, I know you're kind of young, Shamara.
I like Shantae's Got a Man at Home. Okay.
What? So here she is. Isn't she beautiful?
She's beautiful.
Oh, she looks just like me. It's like looking at myself.
Okay.
I should have just put myself up there. So anyway,
there's a couple of songs that I know, Rose. Stop making it seem like I don't know her music. Okay.
This is what I remember of her right here.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So pretty. And so, but I want her to discuss what's coming up in her new EP. So I think for you guys for being super patient. We're waiting for her to show up because, celebrities, that's what, they do. They have more going on than just, hanging out waiting for us. So please hang in there. And for those who aren't familiar with our show, EntrepreneurLife.show, we usually come on every Saturday, but we'll be here today and Friday because we have another guest Friday, a great guest Friday. So if you subscribe and follow us, you'll get a list of our guests. But we try to bring on entrepreneurs in all realms of their entrepreneurship, whether they be celebrity, it's still your brand. You're still an entrepreneur, managing, hiring people, that kind of stuff, and where they kind of just share their journey and their careers and career changes and goals and stuff like that. So that's what we do. And if you go back and check out to some of our older shows, and thank you guys for hanging out, which I'll show you a few of the guests on our older show while we're waiting for Miss Moore to arrive. So you can subscribe on any platform, and we have all of our actual social platforms here. We're on 13 different podcast channel. So you can actually click right here and go right into the Facebook Live, or you can click right here and go to YouTube, or download on iHeartRadio or Amazon Alexa or Pandora, your choice. And then you can find out all the guests that we have upcoming that will be on the show. And right here is Shantae Moore for today's calendar. And of course, all the other guests that we have coming on. So you can actually just join the show and get the topic of conversation. These are a few guests that we've had on the show. We've had a few little shout outs, which are lovely. And here's where we had our last guest, Scotch Ellis. That was a fun show, wasn't it?
He was. I was just about to say that. He was so fun. We have to have him back.
He was a fun show. Another person in entertainment and actor. You can look him up. He's done a lot in the, you guys go look at the show. It was a really great show. It was fun. You really have to get a hold of him and see what he's doing. So Scotch Ellis Loring. And of course, then we had the SBA on here, which was great. We had that the week before last. And of course, if you're here in Nevada, and thanks you guys for holding on for Miss Moore. And of course, we've had a few shout outs, which we're very excited about. And so, I forgot the Empress. She's actually with the San Francisco Ballet, and she's been on Broadway. So she was really great, really. I say everybody's really great. So that was another one of our guests. You can watch that one. There she is again. She's so pretty, of course. And then we have member Chef Plum, the Food Network.
He made me so hungry in that show.
Yes, so that was a fun show. And so that's another show you can check out and watch, and you can just subscribe and get a list of all the guests that we have coming up. So thanks you guys for holding tight for Miss Moore. She's trying to connect with us. And who else did we have on the show? Of course, yes, we had the direct creator, Daryl Silver, who gets actually, if you have what they call reality show. Is that what it is, Shamara?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a reality show. Yes.
And so he gets, woo! Hold on.
Is that her?
I think she's here. Oh my goodness. I'm nervous. Now she probably heard me say that she looks like me. So let's get her reintroduced as she's trying to get on the stream. She's trying to connect right now. Woo! Very excited. So I won't say she looks like me anymore. She didn't hear. So, but she is almost here, guys. She is trying to connect like right now. So let's go ahead and wait for her she's trying to connect on screen. Yes, I'm excited.
I'm on the show.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone can see and hear you, but I don't see myself.
Can
you hear me?
What do you say?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you see me?
Oh no, we can't see you. Oh Lord, I'm so excited. Oh my goodness.
There we go.
Okay, so you guys, let me just.
Okay.
I told everybody just like you're just so beautiful. I was like,
and I look like
I think I look like you.
Today. I'm all tacky. I was out in the backyard with my son.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, we have to like really just. I'm nervous because we're just so.
Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. This is all fun time. This is good times.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, this is as good as I can do right now. So I'm just gonna.
Yes. Oh, you are just
be present. I'll take these glasses off now that you're here.
Oh my gosh.
I can't see them.
You are just so like, oh my God. So I'm gonna have to. Let me just tell you this.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm 25, but I'm just like, music is not the same because your voice is so sultry and melodic, and I just love it. And it's not because you're on the show, because I listen to your music. I've listened to your music, and I remember when you did Luther. Let me tell you, you were like the SHIT. You sang that. So, oh my God. Okay.
Thank you. I'm so wiggly right now. I'm trying to find a solid place to sit this on without looking like a goofball. But thank you. I enjoyed that day so much. That was one of my favorite days ever. Being able to sing for Luther Vandross is no small affair. And I enjoyed just looking at his face and being a part of that night. It was a great night. Can you still hear me, or am I muffled?
Oh no, we
a little muffled, but we can hear you. We can hear you.
Well, that's because I said it on top of the thing. This will probably be better. I'm trying to find a good spot for you and for me so that I can have my arm not fall apart and you be able to hear me at the same time. How's that? Is that better?
Oh yeah,
that's a little better.
Okay.
So let me reintroduce you because Rose is so star crazy right now. So let me reintroduce you to the show, and then you'll be able to talk all about yourself and what you're doing now. So
awesome.
Shante Moore is here. She's an award-winning singer, songwriter, producer who has served us with countless hits throughout the years. We're super excited to have you be a part of our show today. You're a recognized Grammy nominee, singer, and received countless awards and debut albums. Thank you again for being here today. And we're
Thank you for having me here today.
She can't even let me finish talking because she's so excited.
She's sweating. She's all.
I am. I'm like hot. So okay, because so I am so happy that I know you have some works in the progress. When I told people that, I was like, oh my God, she's gonna, I can't believe she said yeah, she's gonna come on our show. I thought I was gonna pass out because I'm just so amazed by you. So
Thank you.
So I want to know, what is your, I'm nervous. I'm sorry, but
that's okay. I get nervous too.
So
every time before a show, I'm always like shaking crazy, like a feather. I'm the one. I have to like, okay, don't hyperventilate. Don't hyperventilate. Get out there. You can do it. You can do it. Every time.
Get it out. Calm down.
So I want to say, so to me, I think your music to me today has changed, and from what I'm 25, even though I know in my body I'm 54. So, but music I think has changed because I think your music speaks to people. Like that's why you've always just stayed like where you don't have to. People have to change themselves for today's music just to stay relevant. So when it comes to your music, is it just because it's your personal experience and everything is why it resonates?
I hope so. I hope it's because people feel my heart in it, because it is about whatever my passion is, whatever I'm going through at the time. I write from where I am, so that it is authentic, so that people can tell that it's for real and not just, oh, that's a nice song, I think I'm going to sing that. I want to just to come from my heart, so it does reach your heart. So if you saying that's what it does, then that is absolutely my intention, is to reach their hearts. Because man, without that, to me, music about love and relationship and life and the ups and downs, if that's not authentic, I don't know why people would do that. If it's not something that's really real, it doesn't motivate me unless I feel their heart in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think a lot of times with music, like she said, you have to kind of change with the times to stay relevant, and your music is timeless.
Thank you. But I think
she says she's 25, so I guess I'm younger than 25, and I listen to your music till this day, and I love it. I'm
I'm only 27, so learning anyway. But what I think is important is that to stay in love with music. That's what's relevant, is my love for music, my love for the art, my commitment to being better every time I come out, having something real to say, that is not just, well, let's kick out another one, guys. It needs to be something that really is thought out and felt out. And I think that's what makes someone relevant, is not, oh, how hip the sound is. It's about, okay, that song makes me feel this. Oh my God, I feel whatever it is. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, I'm not coming out with the latest dance track probably. So I don't have to sound like what's out there as far as like what quote unquote is the hip or the hottest thing to do, whatever dance you're going to do. But to make love to something, or to be uplifted by something, or to be encouraged by a song, it doesn't matter if it's now or 1985, it's going to still uplift you and encourage you,
If there's anybody from, I would say, the present day or who may have passed that you would have loved doing a duet with, is there anyone that you would specifically choose?
I love Prince. He's my absolute favorite ever. So that's my first thought, is I would have loved to have actually sang a duet with him. I actually was on Emancipated album. I sang on La 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 Means I Love You, but we didn't do a duet or anything like that. Who I love also, and there's just my interest in my sound is so eclectic, because the first thought I had after that was Barbra Streisand, which I don't know if I want to sing with her, because I love her so much. I'd probably be fanning out like you are right now. I'd be like, never mind my part. No. But I don't think necessarily our voices would match like that. But it's really hard. I think it's about finding organic matches that make sense. But I don't know. There's so many people that are out there that I think are great. I love Anderson .Paak. I think his raspiness and his voice is just kind of kind of funky, and it's still like, I don't know, it's something about him. I'm just like, that boy, he got some style. I like that. Now, I don't want to do it to him or anything like that. I'm just saying sing. Don't y'all put out there, she's in love with Anderson .Paak. No.
I'm sorry, you look like you've never aged.
I don't
know.
want to, so I hope that counts. It still keeps counting because I
Like,
don't
can you
want to.
send us offline like your recipe?
You know what? Honestly, it for me, one of it is good genes. Half my family has lived long. My father's 87 years old right now. He just turned 87 2 weeks ago, like May 21st. My mother died early. She died at 54. So I don't know, maybe I'm going to be in between. Maybe I'll be like 70 before I start looking 70. I don't know. But my mother taught me every day to wash my face every day, no matter what you go through. If you don't put a stitch of makeup on, wash your face every night because it just accumulates and it gets inside your pores and things like that. And I steam my face. Steam is a really, really amazing thing. It also keeps germs and stuff like that out of your lungs and, just opens me up vocally as well. But I would say those two are major for skin.
So when it came to your music in the past, because I know music is, again, has changed so drastically.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you were more free to be more creative in the past than what you probably might have to do now in regards to how the music has changed? So, kind of removing some of your soul to kind of go with the times a little bit, or no, you're just going to stick to what you've always done and put out great music?
Well, it's to me, I always say this, and I know if you've heard an interview, you probably heard me say it. It's like if you're Kool-Aid, which I'm Kool-Aid. If I'm Kool-Aid or if I'm wine or if I'm whatever it is, orange juice, it doesn't matter what it is, but I'll be Kool-Aid. If you add orange juice to Kool-Aid, it doesn't stop being Kool-Aid. It's just Kool-Aid with orange juice in it. If you put some wine in the orange juice or wine in the Kool-Aid, it's Kool-Aid with some wine in it. It doesn't change what the Kool-Aid is. Just be yourself. Mix with other people, get other artists involved, get other writers involved, producers who can stretch and move you and inspire you to be yourself, but just a better version of you or a different version of you. Not even better, but just different. So I'm not trying to become anything else. I think it's important to be who you are and know who you are so that when you do get mixed with other artists or other producers, you're not trying to rubber band and stretch yourself into something that doesn't even feel right. I'm not going to do that. And I think that's the beautiful part about getting older and becoming more seasoned and understanding who I am as a woman, understanding who I am as an artist. It is about being honest and true and leaving the gut in it, because without the guts, it's empty. It's empty for me. So yeah, so I don't have to morph into anything.
Yay.
For any reason.
Good.
Yeah. But I think that's a really good example of like the song Real One that came out a couple years ago. I think that's a really good example of me sounding like me, but it's a twist of somebody else. My producer was a new producer and his name is Ronnie Jackson. And, he to me took my voice, my sound, and put a twist on it. It wasn't like I wasn't sounding like Brandy or somebody else, like whoever the new she or her. I call her she, her. You know what I mean? Those are different kind of artists, and I think each of them have their style. But when I came out with Real One, I think it was updated me, but it was just still me. It was still me.
Right. Do you think there's a lot of pressure today artists today might be upset with me because there's very few that I care for, and people know this. I think now it's more people are with the hook and entertaining versus singing.
Right.
And, so if you can sing, you don't need to do all the show.
Right.
And it's just the hook, the repeat of the hook. So, not putting anyone down specifically, do you see that ever changing in the music? It's like people are just, there's people who you will buy music all the time and will never go away, like Barbara Streisand. And then there's people who are for the moment because people aren't for themselves. They're rather than for the price or the song or the hook that make $1 million right now.
Well, let me tell you what I really think of that, because I understand what you mean by what you're saying. But I think it's the fans' fault, not the people who are making the music. People can make music, and if you make something that just says, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, and y'all buy it, then that's your fault.
Right.
Because that's who you make big. If you buy the girl who's dropping her panties down and all it does is hang her booty on the floor, and that's what you want, that's what you're buying. That's what the kids are buying. That's what the people who are consumers are tweeting, or not tweeting, but they're what is that called when you what's it called when you do the streaming? That's what they're doing. So we can't blame the artist, because there's plenty of artists that aren't doing that. I'm not doing that, and I can name 10 other people that I know who are not doing that. But our music doesn't always sell, especially to a younger generation. They want to hear that beat pop. They don't want to hear you singing. They don't want to hear all that. They want to know, what does that beat come on? Oh, that's my jam. Bam, 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 bam. That's my jam. That's all I got to hear is that little piece. That's all they need. And so we can't be angry with the fact that that's what they're buying. We have to be more vigilant and more determined to support the artists that are what you want to hear. If that's what you want to hear is more song-based songs, then you need to go and stream those songs. You need to figure out, okay, how do I request it at my radio station that's in my neighborhood? Or how do I do it on whatever XM radio or whatever it is? That's our responsibility as the consumer to change what is played for us. That's like saying, I want the lawmakers to change law in my favor. They're not going to do it in my favor. You're going to have to make them change the law for us, because that's what we want. They're not going to change it and find out what we want and go, okay, so what do you want us not to do anymore? Oh, okay, don't beat up people. Oh, okay. We're going to have to go fight and push and bogart our way into them making it a law. So we're going to have to go bogart our way into the music that we want to hear and make them play it.
So now because I've seen this on TV, is that how difficult is it? I hear it's really the station that plays your music. And if they just don't care for you, or because I see that people in the media they think you're God one day, and then the next day you can do one thing, and it's like,
you're God.
I want to hear from them. So, how hard is it then to get your stuff played because of some specific person doesn't like you? Is that true? Is that really happens?
I don't think it's about one specific person not liking you, unless you call somebody out with power. I don't know who that might even be now, because it's not just one single person. But unless you rip your panties pretty badly, you'll have another shot. But I think it's about a full body of reputation, which is why I've been able to sustain, I think, this long. I know, because I try to keep relationships with people and keep respect, when no matter if a person is huge, or if they're just beginning, they're starting their careers, or if they're huge, it doesn't matter. You still treat people with the same respect. If you have 500 people in your room, or you have 5 million people listening to you sing, you got to give the same performance. If it's a radio station and they have a lot of people listening, the interview is still the same, because the answers are the same, and the respect for the music and what your answers are and what you want the fans to hear, all of that has to sustain itself. You can't let that be why you change. So what I say to that is that I don't think one person can ruin your career. A lot of things that happen in your life can ruin your career. Right. I think if you make a lot of bad choices and you self-assassinate, then yeah, you might have some issues. But I think life and people and our memories are short, and our attention span is short. So I think, eventually people will come back around. I mean, we look at millions of comebacks of people we thought were over with. We can think of quite a few. I can think of quite a few of them. I thought, oh, that's the end of her. And then she come out, or he comes out with something else, and we go, oh, I like that song. I mean, R. Kelly is a really good example of that. I don't mean to be funny.
Yeah.
But we didn't like him a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And then we were like, hey, it's a remix to Ignition. We were happy. You know what I'm saying? And then now we're mad again, so we don't want to hear his music. But then let him come out with something else.
If he'll come back out, we're going to listen.
We will listen because he's a genius at the music, not because we think we love his life. It's not about that.
Right.
But we forgive because it feels good to us, not because of our standard of life. It's because we go, oh, forget the standard. That music is that's us. Again, that's us, we the people.
So I was curious, because back in the day, right, it was all about CD purchases, right? And now everything is about streaming and all of that jazz, right? So how does that impact you in a sense, you know, and how does that really look now? Do people even, sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Do
You're not
we
being rude at all. No,
out,
they
or
don't buy
you,
CDs.
everything is streamed online and you just buy it online? Because I haven't
It
purchased
is.
this in years.
Me either. So you're not alone. I haven't either. But what people do is at the live at my live concerts, that's when people buy my CDs that I have. I have physical CDs that I sell of the Rise of the Phoenix, or I didn't think I even did 104, but I have Rise of the Phoenix is what I signed. That's why people will buy the CD, because with the CD, if you purchase the CD, I will sign it and I'll take a photograph with you.
Okay.
Otherwise, there's no point of having CDs because people don't do that. They stream live and, you know, and they hear you on YouTube. So other than that, I don't think we'll be making any more of them. But I did make the Rise of the Phoenix and the Christmas album. I have both of those in a pretty large quantity because I wanted to be able to go and give somebody something in their hand.
Right.
Because that's important to me as an artist that is older and have been in this business for a long time. That is what it was about.
Right.
And since I put out the CD on my own label on CM7 Records, I put the CD out and I had real CDs in my hand. I had them pressed. So I have as many as I want to have, you know, to give to people, and I still have a lot. I made more than I needed. But it's okay because every time I go somewhere, I'm like, well, you guys can have this CD. We can buy it and I'll sign it and you can have a picture. And
so I can buy it and you can ship it to me then?
So what you
Because I
say?
love memorabilias.
Say it again, honey.
I was saying, so I can buy it and you can sign and ship it to me then, because then I can have a memorabilia.
Oh, okay. Did y'all, okay, to our listeners, did you hear that, right? So, to all of our listeners out there. Okay,
Yeah,
so,
it's true.
how important is it to be able to, like, when writing your music, to say, how do you say people that they don't change it? You know, that it's what you want to put out there, because I hear that some people, it's a challenge. You can write music and want to put something out there, but somewhere the industry has to change it, or management or the station says, no, we want them to take this out. You know, does that happen a lot?
I haven't experienced that. But in the time when I came out in the 90s, it was a process that we went through before it got to a radio station. They may say, I want to make it shorter, the radio station, or, you know, if it had a B word in it, which I never did. But if it had some kind of cuss word, I had a song that it was called Bitter, and it had the word nigga in it. And so they were having a fit about that word. I'm like, all this cussing they're doing in the world, and you want to worry about my little bitty song that has the word inward in it. Anyway, it just baffled me, and they got so serious about it. But anyway, so stuff like that, they were like, well, can you get us another version without the N-word in it? So that stuff they did do, but it's not common that they ask the record company, I mean, that the radio station asked to change very much. No, it's not something I've experienced anyways. Usually, and now I'm like, if you don't want it, then I won't put it, I won't give it to your radio station. I guess, I don't know. I don't really, right now, it's not a time for morphing into anything. It really is about being true. And I think that's what the internet has done for the artist, is that it's given us a lot of power and a lot of creative freedom, because where we would have to wait for somebody to put it out, or wait for somebody to say, oh yes, we like that, you can put it out tomorrow if you just wanted to, and the world can say, oh, she got a new song out. I mean, Beyonce does it all the time. It's like, oh, her album dropped tomorrow. It's coming out. It came out today. So we all run and we get it because we know who she is, and her machine is running already. So we love it. But you know, it's not always that easy for everyone. But I think, you know, people are not being directed by the radio station so much.
So you see that now people are, do you have to do that? I don't own the rights to this music, and people can't download anymore. How is that actually affecting artists themselves? Because people are
people not playing it. Well, you know what? I don't really know exactly how it's happening, because it seems as if instead of stifling the people who are playing the songs, figure out a way to monetize the fact that they're playing the songs. Don't stop them from playing them.
Right.
Pay the writers and producers and the people and the artists. Pay them. Don't stop people from playing it. Why? I don't understand how they're going the opposite direction to stop the flow. If naturally people are doing stuff, dancing to them or playing it on their station or on their Instagram or Facebook page, you would think they go, well, let's find a way to make sure that artist gets paid. Not let's find a way to mute that song. That just doesn't make sense to me. But that's why we ended up like we are. That's why the record companies had to adjust, because life is changing and we have to figure out how to adjust while it's changing and not run against the current.
So I know you're working on some new stuff coming up, a new EP. I mean, you may not want to share, later.
Are you asking her to talk about it or not, Rose? What are we doing?
I mean,
make a decision. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice. I mean, I really am actually looking forward to any music you have coming up, because I'm particular on the people I like to listen to. I haven't bought. I don't buy anybody's music, and Beyonce's great, and so is Nicki Minaj. But I don't buy any of their music. I think they're great. They're just not for me. So I follow people that I wait for what they have. So,
well, I have new music coming next month, and I want to do A and A side. I would say A and B because that's what it used to be when we were younger. It used to be like an A and B side to the single, because I want two singles to come out and I don't want them to fight each other. It's two different kind of songs and I want them both out. So 2 songs are coming next month. One of them is called Hold It Down, and it is very relevant also about how people should hold down each other, and these are difficult times, so we got to figure out how to hold each other down, and whether or not the person is away in the service, or if they're in jail, or if they're a single parent, or if they're sick and like I'm taking care of my dad, and things like that. That's how you hold it down for real in real life. And that's what the song is about. And then the other song is called Put It On Faith. And I recorded this song. Both of them were a year ago. A little longer for this next song. It's called Put It On Faith. Saida Garrett wrote this song. And it's so perfect for what is going on right at this minute that I have to put it out. I just have to. So I'm shooting a video for it literally next week.
Really?
The week after the 4th of July. So whatever that next weekend is. The other song, Hold It Down, already has a video shot, and that'll be coming very fast in the first part of July. But then the other one will come at the last part of July.
So I have a question about videos. Artists still make videos. What is that really used for still? Just to kind of still be seen, or just kind of want to get some insight on that? Because
people are visual, extremely visual. If I do a post and I do a post of me in a photograph, people may like it. But if I just like this, I'm going, hi, this is Shantae Moore, blah, 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 blah. And that'll get like 10 times more people will pay attention because I'm moving and talking and saying something. And I think that it's just, people are about visual. They're not about you just talking or singing to be singing. They really do want something that's interactive and that is visually stimulating. So as an artist, you don't want to ever cut yourself off. If you are able to have something visual to show people, then do it. If you're not, then don't do it. You can only do what you can do. Maybe you do a video that plays with the words on it. But on YouTube, you want to see something. If the kids do that, and they do, they click a song on, they want to see you sing it. And they don't mean in your kitchen. They're talking about what you gonna move from here to there. Where's the lighting? What is that? Is she gonna dance? They're looking at everything. And you never want to not be prepared on every platform, if it's possible. It's not always possible or feasible, but when you can, you should, I think.
So is there any advice that you would give up and coming people in the music industry? Because I know really management is really key in education. A lot of people just are like, oh, yay, I got 1 million followers on YouTube and now I've made it. But, that's not even hitting the ice of, the industry.
Sure it is. Yes, it is. Because if you're doing that, that means people are paying attention. And if people are paying attention, then you are able to open up doors for yourself, and you have people who will maybe act upon that which you put out. A
Mhm.
million followers is nothing to sneeze at. I don't have a million followers. So, I mean, that'd be great if a million people started following. That'd be awesome. I could do a whole lot with that. I can do what I do now times 100 or whatever it is,
Mhm.
and I don't think it's anything to make small, but I think that it's about having a plan. What do you
Mhm.
do with a million followers? What are you saying to the million people? And even if you have a million followers, that doesn't mean you're going to get a million likes every time you have something put out. It's about engaging people and getting their attention and being able to connect in a way that means something to those million people. So it's you can't just stop at I have a million followers. I made it. But you can make a living off a million followers. You can.
Well, a fan is saying that he follows you.
Thank you. Who's saying that?
Oh, do you see him on the screen? People are saying things to you on the screen.
Oh, I see. Stacy Antonio. I follow you, Shantae. Thank you. I love it. I really love the people who follow me because they're so emotional about me, and I love that. I love that they connect to my heart and my intentions, because usually, people either they care or they don't care, and I'm just so happy and just excited about having people on my Facebook and my Instagram that are so nice. They're just good people, and if anybody comes on there acting crazy, they're like, I don't know who you are, but you don't come on Miss Shante Moore's page and do it. It's so funny. I'm like, y'all take it easy. Take it easy. Don't kill them. But I love their support, and their loyalty is amazing and wonderful, and I love it that they come and they see me. I do a show every Sunday at 3 o'clock on my Instagram and my Facebook page, and
Really?
every Sunday at 3 o'clock from 3 to 4 on Pacific Standard Time, and Eastern Time is 6 to 7. But yeah, it's like the 9th week. I think you've missed a whole lot. But you can go back and look on Instagram, Facebook, and see all of them. On Instagram, you can see probably like 5 of them that I've done. But you can go there and see. I sing, I talk, we have conversations about life and love and relationships and breakups and makeup and skin treatments and all the good stuff that is part of who I am as a woman and a person. Music. And I sing most of the time. I talk, but I sing most of the time. I sing other stuff, like if I sing a gospel song or somebody else's music. I love it. I just have a good time. I have a really good time.
Oh,
You
so
met me on the set.
gorgeous.
Stacey Antonio, I met you on the set of Soul Train with Keith Washington Candlelight. And that was my first time on Soul Train when I sang that with Keith Washington. That was my very first time on Soul Train. I was petrified. My little kneecaps were shaking. It was so funny. I was really glad I wasn't by myself. Keith was like, just hold my hand. You're okay. I'm like, okay.
Do you
Do you
ever get nervous? Like, I mean, I don't know. When I see people, singing, I think that they're just like, you have to be, you're never nervous.
Oh
What I
no, you
mean?
got to keep those nerves. I think that little something that makes you before I go on, I always can go like this, and my hands are like going like this. They're just shaking because I'm excited about what is about to happen. I don't know what's going to happen because live shows are live, and you can't plan life, period. Um I get excited because it's always still a little bit strange when people go, and it's Shantae Moore, and I go, that's what it is. That's me. I'm Shantae Moore. I am her, and I've been Shantae Moore my whole life, so it's a little bit odd because it's not like I turned into, like Lady Gaga. I wasn't born Lady Gaga, so I don't know what name makes her trigger, whether Lady Gaga makes her turn into a goddess, and like, yes, I am ready, my fans. But to me, when I hear my name, I just kind of go, wow, what a strange thing. That's a great reality, but it's a reality check every single time, But I love it.
I love how down to earth you are. It's so
Thank
great.
you.
So do
When
you
people
have
say that, I'm going, what do other people do? They like, oh,
any,
Shantae, this is. What do
yeah,
they do? Can I ask you that? What's not down to earth? What do people do?
it's just different. It's just different, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's the ego thing, and the ego just overshadows the person, and so it's good to still be, just real, and we love the fact that you're just a real person. And yes, you're famous, but you're still real.
I am. And that's what I feel. And that's probably why that's what comes through, because I don't want to be so famous that I can't be relatable, And I think that's what I figured out is more important to me, is my ministry is more important than being famous. I don't necessarily have to be known by millions, even though I'm known by millions. Let's say that's not that. I don't have to sell 1 million records when they come out to feel fulfilled. And I had to wrestle with myself on that, because I am extremely driven, and I want to have the success that I want when I want it. But you can't make life happen the way you want. You have to take life sometimes as it comes, and you have to be able to adjust and make it the best, make the best out of life, no matter what you're given, because you can't fix everything. You can't change everything to your liking. That's not the way life is. You get what you get.
Dang it. Just kidding.
Say again. Say again what you said.
I said you can't be a perfectionist. Darn it.
You can, but you have to also be flexible, because you can push for perfection. That you should do, because if you're aiming, as they say, aim for the stars, you'll reach the moon, or aim for the moon, you reach the stars, something like that. So shoot for the top, because somewhere in there is going to be a variable. Sometimes you're going to reach the top at some point, sometimes, and then other times when you don't. Is your world shattered? No. That's the question, because that is where I had to get, to me, I haven't gotten where I want to be yet. Not me. So I'm like, I had to stop looking at it as if I was a failure because I wasn't where I wanted to be, because there's lots of people who have tried to get where I am. So I can't take that lightly either. But there's a balance that has to come with learning and knowledge and wisdom, and trusting the fact that God really does have all of it under control, and not me.
So true.
I don't like it all the time.
Do you have any like live shows coming up at all, or maybe yes, maybe
on Instagram and Facebook every Sunday at 3:00? Right now, that's it. Everything else, because of social distancing, is canceled until next year. Right now, all the dates that I had this year are next year. So if things open up again, and we get some kind of resurgence of it being under control somehow, if our president or whoever is involved in deciding what happens next figures it out, which is just retarded to me, how we couldn't have worked through this ahead of time. My daughter could have figured this out, and not that she's a child, because she's not, but she's 23. She could have figured out. Everybody stay in your house 3 more weeks. We almost good. 3 more.
Right. Just stay home,
people.
So I know that your son just had a birthday. I thought that was the funniest interview.
So the pretend interview I did with him, that was so funny. He didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't even know what I was going to say. I was just like, you're turning 17 tomorrow at midnight. I'm like, come in my room in 15 minutes. He was like, what? I'm like, yeah, come in my room. So I turned on the light and got my fake microphone, and I was like, so what do you think? And I was like, why am I so stuck on this microphone that is not doing a thing? It was a fake microphone. I was like, this is so stupid. But it was fun. We enjoyed our goofiness. And that's what I love about my children, is that they know who I am, and I don't have to be anybody else. I love laughing with them, and sometimes we don't get along, and that's okay, because that's real life. That's what happens from day to day. And but I love that they're genuine and kind and thoughtful people, and they're people I want to hang around with. And I look at them and I'm like, wow, you guys make me feel like I did a really good job.
You did that.
Look at you, grown, sufficient people.
Would you want them in the industry?
Say it again.
Would you want them in the industry if they were just like something that they wanted to do?
I do not want them in the industry. My daughter's not going to be. She doesn't like it at all. At all. My son wants to rap and sing. He can rap and sing. So you probably will hear something from him, but I don't like it. I would rather him be a dentist or doctor or a lawyer or a veterinarian or a something where you can just be excellent and get a check. You don't have to wait on somebody to like you or to approve of what you've done and say some critic tell you that you are worthy of whatever before
Right.
you get the kind of credit that you feel like you're working hard for. Like, be a great doctor. You can get C's and be a great doctor. Even at the end, there's some doctors that are working that shouldn't even be working, and they got D's and stuff like that. And we letting them go under the knife. We're going under the knife with these people. Anyway, but it's because they have a certificate that says I can do this. We trust them,
Yeah.
and we allow them to do this. We're giving them our money because
Yeah.
we need the surgery. So lots of people working that. But so yes is the answer to that question. That hurts my heart. I don't want to be in it. I don't.
Do you
But
think the politics are different for men than women in entertainment? Because it seems like for women, it has to be so superficial, what you look like, and everybody has to be sexy. Women are more critiqued, it seems, than men.
well, we also critique more. So some of that is probably us critiquing ourselves. But I believe it's different in every business, in every what is it called, profession. Women and men are treated differently. That's why we're pushing and fighting for equality of all kind, because we're not treated the same. In the industry, it's definitely prominent where, that's why there's so many women have fake everything and shaped like Coke bottles. And you move that fat to over there to make that look like that, and that's fine. Wonderful. That is great. However, it's not a necessity that we do that. It is because we have looked at the standard of beauty from the beginning of time, and we're supposed to have this if we that. And if you're going to be here, you got to look like that. And if you're going to do this, you got to look like that. And you're going to be in the office, you can't have frills. And if you're going to be there, you have to look like this. And if you're going to be here, don't wear heels. And if you're going to have that, you need high heels. You know what I mean? We have these things that we allow to be put upon us.
Right.
And that's part of life. So we have to fight for that change. And it's not going to happen unless we, again, stand tall and press the envelope for it, because changes don't happen just because we don't feel like it's fair. It's not going to be fair until we make it fair.
Oh, it's a fight.
Yep. Yeah, there's sexism, racism. There's racism within our races. Growing up, I've had to deal with that as a little girl. I was hated by people, and I couldn't figure it out because my mom's chocolate. My brother is darker than both of y'all. He's from Haiti. He's half Haitian. So all I knew was different colors and different sizes and shapes of what black is. He would hurt my feelings by calling me white. So I was like, don't you call me white. I'm as black as you are. Literally, I'd be crying like a little kid. Like I was a kid, but still, that hurt my feelings because he was calling me anything but black. Then I went to school and got called white. And I was like, what are y'all, crazy? Like I was offended by it in a way that was incredulous. I just couldn't believe. I'm like, now y'all know good and well I'm black. Why are you calling me white? Oh, you just want to look. You want to be white. I was like, who chooses their color? Somebody stand up. Who chose their color? Somebody who chose how straight their hair would be or not. Which one of y'all did that? Oh, because that's who needs to fight somebody. Right. If I turned myself whiter, if I made my hair straight and it was curly or whatever it was, you could have said something about me. But I love being black too much. And but we have been taught this thing, the paper bag test, that this is the good people and this is the bad, and this is the white her, and this is that. This is the house nigga, and this is the field negro. And that's the way we have been brought and taught.
Yeah.
Right. We have to change those stereotypes because it's not fair, it's not right, and we have to stop doing it. We have to go, oh, you know what? All colors are beautiful. And we're learning. We are so far from what used to be in my mother's day. She was a victim of a lot of racism. My mother's much darker than I am. My father's lighter, from New Orleans, and so he's freckled and red and all that. But my mom was chocolate. She was brown, mama, and I love it. And what's funny is my daughter's brown too, because I like brown. So my daughter, when she was about 6 years old, she came into the bathroom and looked at me, and I remember this day specifically. She said, "When do I start getting lighter, like you?"
Oh.
She said, "When do I do that? When does my skin start getting lighter so I look like you?" And I said, "Oh, baby, no, it stays that chocolate color just like your daddy. It's beautiful. So know that you're okay, but you're not ever going to get lighter like me. And she was like, that's never going to happen.
Oh no.
No. She was like, huh. Because she thought I'm just going to grow up and look like mama. But she looks just like me, but she's chocolate. It's just really weird. Like I see me at her age in her face. And the more she grows up, the more she'll probably look like both of us mixed together because she does look like her dad too. But it's just an interesting thing to see her that she got zero part of my color. Zero. She is the exact same color as Kitty. I'm like, forget you. She didn't want that to
So
me.
did you deal with that quite a lot in your, as in your career? Did you have to?
The racism?
Yes.
No, I probably got
women.
more favoritism actually because I was more light skinned. People are stuck on what you look like. I don't like favoritism of any kind, except when it's time to go eat. I want to go and sit down first. I will say that is the one thing I will admit to being famous that I really love is like if you get there, somebody goes, "That's Shantae Moore," and I'm like, I get to eat. That is so sad and so true. But anyway, no, I didn't have to deal with that very much because, well, what I did have to deal with as far as racism is concerned, it wasn't within my race. It was, I was put on black radio because I'm black. My music wasn't specifically black. It really wasn't. I'm not Mary J. Blige where it's like, oh yeah, girl, hip hop, R&B and all that.
Yeah.
My stuff was pretty
Yeah, no.
straight down the road. I could have sang what Celine Dion sang and I wouldn't have been weird. It was been pretty much the same. But because this here, I was put on black radio, and until you literally crossed over to pop music, then my music could be played on another radio station where white people were played. But other than that, it's still the same way. Urban AC, black radio, urban radio, you got to go over there. Now, if you're white, you can be on our station because we'll accept you like we did, Justin Timberlake and Christina Aguilera. And not that she's not Spanish because she is, but there's lots of people we can name who jump right on our radio stations. We're just like, oh yes, they're singing black music. But
do you think the media likes to put I'd say singer against singer, they try to compare them to, like how people, they'll say I hear media puts things out there to make it look like two entertainers don't get along, or they're trying to get them to not get along, or like challenge each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes that's true. Sometimes I think we put ourselves in boxes and we as artists battle one another because it's like there can only be one R&B singer, or there can only be one person who's like Whitney Houston. I don't think that is true. I believe that artists like Mariah, like Whitney, like Anita, there's not just one Anita. There's not. I mean, there is just one Anita. Let me not say that like that. Anita to me is Anita. I think someone who has that style was like Toni Braxton when she came out. She was very much like Anita. And there's room for everyone. There's room for all of us. So I think it's important for us to not get stuck on putting one artist against the other.
Yeah.
We have to stop that from happening. And then, a lot of this business is based upon ego. And so that's usually what ends up happening is our egos get in the way and we start battling because we do want to be the one and only or the top dog or whatever it is. And, the rat race becomes full of rats.
So what do you say, of course, your brand is essentially not only you, but it's a business, right? And you're spreading that brand. So someone coming up in the industry, how would you help them to really be able to focus on, of course, the artistry piece of it and, doing what they love, but also on the business side to make sure that they don't get screwed over? Because I think a lot of people in the entertainment industry, they're so focused on their craft and kind of forget the business side. And then there's things that happen where they lose out on a lot.
And sorry, before you answer that, I just want to make sure you see the stuff on the screen from people.
I see the Stacey Antonio. He's the only one I've really seen. There's one other person I've seen come up But other
Yeah.
than that, those are the only two I've seen.
Yeah.
But I like this setup. If you're in control of the setup, leave it like this. Don't put it the other way where it's sideways, where we're on top of each other. I prefer this. If you're in charge of that, I don't know if you are or not, but
Yeah.
nevertheless, I prefer this setup because I can see both of you in a glance.
Yeah.
And anyway, not trying to run your thing. I'm so sorry. But what I think it's really relative to who you are and what it is your strong suits are. I don't like the business of the music business. I don't like it. I don't like having to figure out um the logistics of everything.
Mhm.
I know my job. When I get to a concert, I don't want to have to figure out why the sound isn't working. I
Mhm.
just want to get on the stage and I want to sing. So I don't. I know I'm supposed to get my video, make sure I know my song, make sure this and that, but I don't want to have to figure out who get the photographer. I want this photographer. I want that. I want that. I want that. Make that happen. I don't want to do the other leg part. So there's parts where I gotta bend and stretch and become a little more hands-on about things, especially now since COVID has happened. Things have become a little different where I can't even interact with my management like I want to. So, and then some of it is that these thoughts are coming and I'm like, oh, let me execute that today. Let me do what I need to do today. So I think this time period is helping and teaching me. I don't know about everybody else, but it's certainly teaching me to be more proactive. And but I think each person know what your strong suits are. You don't want to mess up stuff, but you also don't want to let stuff fall through the cracks.
Right.
So I think it's a balance. It's a balance act that's changing every day. And I think each artist has to fit in their own setup. You know what I mean? It can't just be this is how I did it, so you got to do it that way. It's not true.
Right.
It's different
Right.
for everybody. If it's rap, it's completely different. If it's jazz, completely different setup. If it's rock, it's a completely different setup. So there's so many. If it's gospel, it's a completely different setup. So we kind of have to go with the flow and see what works and be prayerful as far as I'm concerned. You got to figure out what the Lord wants for your life, if that's important to you or not. But I think that's just about being excellent. It really is about making sure that if you're an artist, and if I had it to do again, I would work harder at honing my craft a little more
Mhm.
steadily earlier on and been more prepared for the things that happened later on. Um, but I'm more diligent about that now. But I think it's because I was so involved in love and wanting to be loved and having a man and all that good stuff. So, that's part of life is learning the lessons. So I've learned a lot of lessons.
Well, thank you so much for. I mean, I'm so happy on our show. We've learned so much, and I just really like how real you are. And
Thank
and I'm definitely gonna follow and get. Actually, I would love to get your EP also. So I guess we
Well,
can.
you can talk to Cynthia. I think that was who connected us.
Yeah.
If you talk to
So
Cynthia about
I
it.
said something earlier too about the CD and
That's what I'm saying. If you talk to her, I'll send you both a copy of them.
Yes. Okay. So really, thank you. I mean, I don't know how. Just even thank you is not enough. Just say thank you for being. I just have to put your picture back there because I think we look alike. But
We could be related. You look like my sister. You could be my sister. I see that. She was like, I'm gonna take the picture down now. How do you put that big picture behind you? That's what I want you to send me is how to get that back there. I would love to do that sometimes.
oh, I will send Cynthia the green screen thing. How to do the green screen.
See there? You rock lady.
So,
I'll send
for
you the CD and you send me the photograph, the green screen.
We got you. We got
Yes.
you.
You got me. You get me. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. You all take
And
care of each other and just relax when you're with somebody exciting. Be excited. Get out your bugs, but have your questions written out and don't be so nervous. It's okay though. I think it's actually refreshing to not have people treat you basic. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people try to get so comfortable that they're like, oh, anyway. So anyway, I'm the bomb too, and they just start going on. I'm going, oh, okay, you okay?
I'm like,
So
you
it's
know
okay.
who I am. I'm Shantae Moore. Okay.
No, it's not that. It's just know that you are who you are,
Yeah.
and I am who I
Love
am,
it.
and it's okay to get excited and to be get excited about the moment happening. Because I would be excited. I am excited when I meet people I want to meet. Shoot, I get excited too, and I'm like, no, take a selfie with me now. So I do it. So I'm, we're all human, and it's wonderful to meet the people and talk to the people that you love. It's a good thing.
We're so excited. Thank you so much for being a part of our show. I hope that our guests, I hope can't even talk. I hope our followers and our listeners are excited about being a part of our show and listening on our infamous platforms that we're on. We're so excited. Again, thank you so much for being a part of this and being so real and entertaining and keeping us laughing, because we were excited about that.
And
keeping both of us nervous. We're trying to figure out what to say, typing to each other, but it was great.
Your name is pronounced Shamara?
Shamara, yes.
Shamara and Rose. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you both for having me today. I appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Have a really wonderful, wonderful week.
You too. You too. And happy 4th of July. Happy Independence
Yeah.
Day.
Oh, yeah. Enjoy. Bring out the barbecue.
Well, you know what? I thought about that. I'm like, I don't want to be outside.
You don't want to be outside?
I don't want to be outside cooking. I cook right here and I eat outside, baby.
George Foreman. Just put a George Foreman in the house,
I can make some biscotti and be outside and be happy. I don't want to go through all that turning over, looking for it. It's like, I'm be by myself with my kids or a couple of friends, maybe like 2 friends, maybe
2, and wear your mask, okay?
Yeah.
No, I don't want to wear my mask. That's it. That's why I don't want nobody over that I can't have to wear my mask on. I'm like, I'm not breathing in my own air all day.
We'll test them at the door with the temperature thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, I'd rather not even go through all that. Just y'all stay home. I'm stay home. I'm feeding my children and a couple of friends that I've seen. And neither one of us are sick. We all good.
This was great. Thank you again. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your Wednesday, and enjoy your 4th of July. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you both. Bye, Rose.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.